Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel Global Times USA. Subscribe and like my videos. Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking stories in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, an event that has sent shockwaves across global markets, international politics, and even the energy industry. Ukraine has reportedly managed to destroy assets worth an estimated $3.7 billion at Russia's largest oil port. This isn't just another strike in the conflict. It represents a turning point, one that affects not only the war effort, but also the global economic and energy balance. In this review and breakdown, we will cover every detail: the exterior context of the event, the interior political and strategic elements that make this attack so significant, the performance and effectiveness of Ukraine's tactics, the safety implications for both nations and the wider world, unique selling points of Ukraine's military strategy that have led to such outcomes, the price that Russia and the world will pay, and finally, a conclusion that ties it all together. To begin with the exterior perspective, imagine Russia's largest oil port. These massive facilities are sprawling, industrial complexes designed to handle millions of barrels of oil every day. They feature massive loading docks, pipelines stretching like veins across the land, towering storage tanks, and enormous machinery constantly in motion. For decades, these oil terminals have been the economic lifeblood of Russia, feeding its energy exports that sustain not only its economy, but also its political leverage over Europe and beyond. When Ukraine managed to strike such a massive facility, it was not just a military action but a statement to the world. No matter how fortified Russia believes its strategic assets to be, they are vulnerable. From the outside, the images of smoke, fire, and destruction captured by satellites and local reports show just how devastating the blow was. The exterior scene is one of chaos, dark clouds billowing into the sky, flames rising high into the night, and the silence of pipelines that once pumped life into Russia's economy now standing still. Moving to the interior, here we enter the deeper layers of this story. This part is not about the physical visuals, but the inner workings of strategy, politics, and long-term consequences. Ukraine's interior planning has been remarkable in this case. For months, Ukrainian intelligence has focused not only on defending its borders, but also on finding ways to cripple Russia's supply chains and revenue streams. Oil is the backbone of Russia's wartime economy. Every barrel exported funds more weapons, more soldiers, and more campaigns against Ukraine. By targeting the interior core of Russia's energy infrastructure, Ukraine sends a powerful message. This was not a random strike. It was the result of careful intelligence, advanced drone and missile technology, and an understanding of Russia's economic heartbeat. Inside Russia's leadership circles, the strike shakes confidence. Questions are raised about security, about how Ukraine could infiltrate defenses that were supposed to be impenetrable. Inside Ukraine, this attack lifts morale, demonstrating to the population and the military that their fight is not only about defense but about gaining the upper hand. The political interior also shows how the international community views this event. Some nations quietly applaud Ukraine's boldness, while others worry about the ripple effects on oil prices and global stability. It's a deeply layered situation, and this interior perspective is as important as the exterior destruction. Ukraine knows that winning is not only about the battlefield, but about collapsing the internal mechanisms that keep Russia's war machine running. In terms of performance, the Ukrainian strike demonstrates high precision and effectiveness. Reports suggest that drones and long-range weapons were used with accuracy, bypassing Russia's air defenses that have often been portrayed as some of the most advanced in the world. The performance of Ukraine's tactics shows not just skill but adaptability. Every time Russia builds new defenses, Ukraine finds ways to counter them, and this strike proves it. The $3.7 billion damage is not just a number. It represents years of revenue lost, disrupted exports, and a performance blow to Russia's international credibility. Ukraine has taken the performance of modern warfare, where small, cost-effective weapons can destroy massive billion-dollar infrastructure, and showcased it to the world. When it comes to safety features, this event raises global concerns. Oil ports are not just military targets. They are dangerous sites filled with flammable materials. Striking them creates risks of massive explosions, environmental disasters, and even civilian casualties. However, Ukraine has shown restraint by targeting specific parts of the port to maximize damage to Russia's economy while minimizing harm to civilians. The safety implications also extend beyond the battlefield. Countries reliant on Russian oil now feel unsafe about depending on such vulnerable supply chains. Investors and global markets react with caution, fearing oil shortages and price hikes. The safety of global trade routes is also questioned, as pipelines, ports, and energy corridors suddenly feel more exposed than ever. Now, looking at the unique selling points, or what makes this strike truly stand out, there are several aspects. First, it demonstrates Ukraine's ability to turn asymmetry into advantage. Russia has larger weapons, larger armies, and more resources, but Ukraine has agility, innovation, and international support. Striking an oil port worth billions shows how Ukraine can inflict economic pain without needing the same scale of military might. Another unique selling point is the psychological factor. Russia has long projected itself as untouchable, but this strike shatters that perception. For the global audience, the attack highlights Ukraine's resilience and capability, winning further sympathy and support. For Russia, it shows that no matter how much money is spent on defense systems, vulnerabilities remain. Price is another key angle, and here it works on multiple levels. The direct price for Russia is $3.7 billion in destroyed assets, an enormous financial hit. Beyond that, the price includes lost exports, reduced credibility with trading partners, and the cost of repairing or rebuilding the damaged facilities. There's also the global price to consider. Oil prices fluctuate, and consumers around the world may feel the impact at gas stations and in energy bills. For Ukraine, the price is different. It's the cost of risking escalation, the potential retaliation from Russia, and the ongoing financial strain of sustaining its military efforts. Every strike comes with a price, but Ukraine has calculated that the benefits outweigh the risks. Finally, in conclusion, this event marks a milestone in modern warfare and in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ukraine's destruction of $3.7 billion worth of assets at Russia's largest oil port is not only a tactical victory, but also a symbolic one. It shows the world that Russia's economic power can be challenged and undermined. It demonstrates Ukraine's growing technological and strategic strength, proving that even smaller nations can hold their ground against giants through intelligence and precision. The global implications are massive. Markets will respond, politics will shift, and the war enters a new phase. For viewers, the takeaway is clear. The conflict is no longer just about territory. It is about economies, resources, and the future balance of power in the world. Ukraine has made a bold move, and the world is watching what comes next.